What comes to mind when you hear JDM cars? Of course, it's the Godzillas. No, not the movie, Supras and the NSXs of this world. These cars aren't known for their speed, but the culture they've helped raise. But that's not what we're about to do on this video. And of course, Japan has never been known for breaking speed records. And trust me, and they aren't going to start now. And despite creating some of the greatest relatively cheap sports cars on the market. With Japanese car performance numbers rising recently, we've dedicated this list to the fastest JDM automobiles on the market up until 2022. Here's a list of top JDM cars that are faster than supercars. Stick around for the 7th car, you don't want to miss this. Mazda RX-7 FD. The Mazda RX-7 was popular because it was lightweight, front-engined and rear-wheel drive. It's a long-standing marquee, with most recent vehicles capable of reaching 156 miles per hour. 0 to 60 miles per hour took 4.8 seconds. A 2002 Ford Mustang GT could perform the same thing in 5.4 seconds. In the 1990s, we were fortunate to have so many amazing sports cars to choose from. There were so many high-performance icons born in the last decade of the 20th century, whether in real life or in video games. This was especially evident when considering how far JDM cars have progressed to become supercar beaters in their own right. Mazda's RX-7 FD, 3rd generation, a lightweight turbocharged coupe with sleek styling but powered by an unusual engine, was one of the odder entries and unlikely heroes from Japan. Despite its short lifespan and scarcity, the Mazda RX-7 stands out as one of the great sports cars, on par with rivals such as the Toyota Supra. The Mazda RX-7, like the Toyota Supra A80, is a front-engined rear-wheel drive sports car with proper sports car handling and relatively low weight. In fact, it is lighter than the car it replaces. A 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic transmission transfers power to the rear wheels. And acceleration is quick, even for today's standards, if not supercar fast. The light weight and low center of gravity afforded by the compact engine low down in the car work well with the fine-tuned chassis in the RX-7. Because the engine is located further back in the car than the front, the RX-7 is actually a front mid-engine car, which aids in the 50-50 balance required to keep the car neutral and relatively easy to control. Toyota Supra Mark IV A80. The 4th generation Toyota Supra was aimed at delivering high performance. Both variants of its famed 2JZ engine, one naturally aspirated and one turbocharged, produced outstanding horsepower figures ranging from 220 to 280. The turbocharged variant reached 60 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds. However, only the Supra vehicles from 1993 to 1995 can be lawfully imported into the United States. If you want to get people to notice you, get a Supra instead of a supercar. Smoky Nagata, Jun, Best Motoring, Fast and Furious, Castrol Toms, JGTC, Sard, Yellow Hat Super GT, and of course, Gran Turismo are the real reasons the Supra is a legend today. Have you ever driven a Supra in Gran Turismo, tuned to produce ridiculous amounts of horsepower? It's also about a legendary engine, the 2JZ GTE Straight 6, which can produce massive power even with the internals untouched if you crank up the boost, much like the RB26 in Nissan's rival Skyline GTR. A young man in a Fiesta ST came over to look at the new Supra while I was driving it for this issue. Even though he was impressed, his parting comment was still, "It needs a 2JZ in it. Legends live on." A capable rear-wheel drive powertrain was hidden beneath those elegant lines. Meanwhile, the power was routed to the rear wheels via a 6-speed manual, 5-speed manual, or 4-speed automatic transmission. Because the Toyota was more advanced and equipped than the previous Supra A70 model, you might expect it to be heavier. But Toyota had already decided to reduce the vehicle's weight where possible. The use of an aluminium hood, Targa roof, and various internal parts helped this car achieve its goal of being both a quick sports car and a stylish junior GT. Lexus IS 500F. The Lexus IS 500F, another sports sedan on this list, is a breath of fresh air with its new naturally aspirated 5.0 litre V8. It's an expensive JDM equivalent to an American muscle vehicle, with a very responsive drivetrain and plenty of power. The new IS500F has 472 horsepower and 309 pound-feet of torque, allowing it to reach 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds. Lexus has been experiencing a brand renaissance for nearly a decade. They've gone to great lengths to demonstrate that they're more than just a vanilla-flavoured luxury brand. There was nothing particularly offensive or negative about the brand prior to this, but it was perceived to cater to an older demographic with cars that weren't particularly exciting. The introduction of the F-Sport sub-brand was one of the best things that could have happened to Lexus. This infused the brand with much-needed performance zeal. Lexus demonstrated their commitment to this shift in focus by producing the LFA about a decade ago, which is still highly sought after today. It came as a surprise when Lexus announced a new car with an engine that is on the verge of extinction. Many of the IS500's competitors have switched to electrified engines with less displacement and cylinders. However, this does not change the fact that many people still prefer the sheer power, deep grunt that only a naturally aspirated V8 can provide. Honda Civic Type R, 5.0 seconds. The new Honda Civic Type R, unveiled at the 2022 Tokyo Auto Salon, is likely to hit the market before the end of the year. Honda describes the 2022 Civic Type R as one of its best performing hatchbacks in its press release. However, with a 2.0-litre turbo 4-cylinder engine producing 306 horsepower to the front wheels, the Civic Type R handles more like a sports vehicle than a standard hatchback. The 2022 Civic Type R, which rides on Michelin Pilot Sport Summer tyres, has a 0 to 60 mph acceleration time of 5.0 seconds. Without a doubt, the first feature that distinguishes the Hobbit Civic Type R is its power. The Type R has a 6-speed manual transmission with rev match control. The chassis is made of lightweight aluminium, which gives the car more agility and rigidity. There are 3 driving modes on the Civic Type R: Comfort, Sport, and Plus R. At first glance, the Civic Type R appears ferocious. The body was purposefully designed to increase fluidity, reduce friction, and increase speed. Lexus LC 500, 4.4 seconds. Look no further than the 2022 Lexus LC 500 for a new luxury sports vehicle with a beautiful cabin, agile handling, and a high-revving engine. From the electronically adjustable leather steering wheel to the leather stitching on the dashboard, Lexus handpicked every luxury item for the LC 500's interior. The IS500's naturally aspirated 5.0-litre V8 engine makes its way to the LC 500, producing 471 horsepower and 378 pound-feet of peak torque. This Japanese sports car accelerates to 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds and rivals the BMW 8 Series. Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X, 4.4 seconds. A car that looks appealing sounds glorious, and JDM can be something other than a Nissan or a Toyota. It is occasionally a Mitsubishi, and the Lancer Evolution X is a magnificent work of art. With over 300 horsepower under the hood, this will sprint to 60 miles per hour in 4.2 to 4.7 seconds. The Lancer Evo X was possibly the most significant improvement over its predecessor in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution series. For the first time, an entirely new engine with the internal code 4B11T appeared. The engine, like previous Evos, was a 2-litre turbocharged inline-4, but the cylinder block was cast aluminium rather than cast iron. As a result, it was 12 kg lighter, using a timing chain rather than a belt, and had a MIVEC valve timing for both an intake and exhaust values, rather than just the intake. Acura NSX Type S, 2.5 seconds. While Acura continues to develop sports vehicles with beautiful appearances and rigorous engineering, the new NSX Type S pushes Honda's luxury brand's performance boundary. Acura strengthens the relationship between the driver and the adrenaline-fueled motor with a racing-inspired steering wheel design and luxurious touches with every aspect of the interior. The 3.5-litre twin-turbo V6 produces 600 horsepower and powers the NSX Type S from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 2.5 seconds. Even if it cannot outpace competitors such as the McLaren 570S and the Audi R8, the NSX will satisfy your thirst for speed. Less weight equals more power is a tried and true formula for creating a fast car. The Acura NSX is already an incredible piece of machinery, providing an experience that no other six-figure sports car can. So what's your thoughts? I'm sure you've got a list of your own. But trust me, that list would be incomplete without the cars I've got on this list.